Elvis, a gospel guitarist, rewrote American music. Her name was Sister Rosetta Tharpe, a force of nature whose electric strings and soulful voice defied convention and ignited a revolution. Born in 1915 in Cotton Plant, Arkansas, she emerged from the crucible of the rural South, where spiritual fervor and the blues wove a complex tapestry of sound and soul. With a mother who was a preacher and a father who played guitar, Rosetta's roots dug deep into gospel traditions, but her branches stretched far beyond. She was a bridge, a lightning rod, an origin point where sacred and secular collided in a blaze of rhythm and revelation. This is the story of the woman who invented rock and roll, whose influence rippled through generations, yet remained largely unheralded until now. Rosetta's early years unfold against the backdrop of segregation and hardship, where the church was a sanctuary and music a language of hope. By age 5, she was already accompanying her mother on guitar, her nimble fingers coaxing melodies that shimmered with both reverence and daring. The Pentecostal church's call and response hymns and ecstatic worship shaped her style, but Rosetta's spirit could not be contained within the walls of tradition. Her voice carried both the soaring purity of gospel and the raw edge of the blues, a hybrid sound that challenged expectations and stirred the soul. Even as a child, she possessed a magnetic presence, a spark that would ignite the hearts of audiences from small-town churches to the burgeoning urban stages of Harlem and beyond. In the 1930s, as the Great Depression tightened its grip, Rosetta's star began to rise. Touring with the legendary evangelist Thomas Dorsey, the father of gospel music, she honed her craft, blending fervent spirituality with show-stopping virtuosity. Her guitar playing was unlike anything listeners had heard, fluid, rhythmic, and electrifying. She plucked and strummed with a manic energy, bending notes and cracking rhythms that anticipated the coming storm of rock and roll. It was a sound made for dancing, for shaking the pews loose, for breaking invisible chains. Rosetta was not just a performer. She was a pioneer, a trailblazer who refused to be boxed in by genre or gender. The 1940s brought new opportunities and new challenges. Rosetta moved to Chicago and later New York, cities pulsing with cultural ferment. She recorded for major labels, blending gospel lyrics with rhythms that hinted at the secular world's burgeoning rhythm and blues. Songs like Strange Things Happening Every Day crossed over to mainstream audiences, blurring the sacred and the profane in ways that unsettled some but mesmerized many. Her stage presence was electric. Dressed in glamorous gowns, flashing a smile that lit up the room, she wielded her guitar like a weapon of joy and defiance. In a male-dominated industry, Sister Rosetta carved out a space for herself, commanding respect with every note. Rosetta's influence spread quietly, yet profoundly. Musicians from Chuck Berry to Little Richard would later cite her as a crucial inspiration. Her pioneering use of the electric guitar predated the rock explosion of the 1950s, laying the groundwork for the very sound that would define a generation. Yet, despite her groundbreaking contributions, mainstream history often overlooked her, consigning her to the margins as merely a gospel singer. But the fire she lit could not be extinguished. The raw power of her playing and the emotional honesty of her singing echoed through the decades, a testament to a woman who refused to be limited by race, gender, or genre. To understand Sister Rosetta Tharpe is to understand the tangled roots of American music itself. Her story is woven into the larger narrative of African American resilience and creativity in the face of systemic oppression. She navigated the perilous waters of Jim Crow America, where opportunities for black artists were limited and often exploitative. Yet she maintained her dignity and artistic integrity, channeling pain into power. Her music became a form of resistance, an assertion of identity and hope. Through her strings and voice, Rosetta spoke truths that transcended barriers, reminding us that innovation often springs from the margins. Behind the stage lights and recording studios, Rosetta Tharpe's personal life was a complex mosaic. She married twice, both times to men who were musicians, partners in both life and art. Yet her career often demanded sacrifices, long tours, grueling schedules, and the constant pressure to conform to industry expectations. Still, she remained fiercely independent, a testament to her will and passion. Sister Rosetta was not just a performer. She was a survivor, a creator, and a visionary who lived on her own terms. Her story challenges us to reconsider the narratives we tell about music history and the women who shaped it. The post-war years saw the rise of rock and roll, and with it a seismic cultural shift. As Elvis Presley's gyrations captivated white America, Sister Rosetta's pioneering influence remained largely unacknowledged. Yet those who listened closely heard her unmistakable echo, her guitar riffs, vocal stylings, and stagecraft reverberating through the new soundscape. Her legacy survives not only in recordings, but in the countless artists who drew from her well of creativity. She was the quiet architect of a musical revolution, a woman whose name deserves to be spoken alongside the giants of rock history. In her later years, Rosetta continued to perform, though the spotlight dimmed. The changing tides of the music industry and shifting tastes relegated her to a niche audience. Yet her spirit remained unbroken. She toured internationally, bringing her unique blend of gospel and rhythm to audiences far beyond her southern roots. Her music found new life in the folk and blues revivals of the 1960s, inspiring a new generation of musicians hungry for authenticity and soul. Sister Rosetta Tharpe became a bridge not only between sacred and secular, but between eras, cultures, and communities. Today, the resurrection of Sister Rosetta's legacy is underway. Scholars, musicians, and historians are uncovering the depth of her contributions, restoring her place in the pantheon of American music legends. Documentaries, biographies, and reissues of her recordings invite us to listen anew, to hear the fire in her fingers and the conviction in her voice. Her story resonates beyond music. It is a narrative about breaking boundaries, challenging norms, and the transformative power of art. Sister Rosetta Tharpe's life reminds us that the roots of rock and roll run deep, and that the renaissance of her story enriches our understanding of the past and the possibilities of the future. Rosetta's music was a synthesis of contradictions, holy and profane, tradition and innovation, reverence and rebellion. Her playing was raw yet refined, her singing both tender and powerful. She taught us that music is not simply entertainment, but a force that shapes identity and society. As the strings of her guitar hummed beneath her touch, they carried the weight of history and the promise of change. Sister Rosetta Tharpe was more than a musician. She was a prophet of sound, a visionary whose echoes continue to ripple through the fabric of American culture, inspiring those who dare to dream beyond the boundaries imposed upon them. As we reflect on Sister Rosetta's journey, we are reminded that history often hides its most vital truths in plain sight. Her story challenges us to listen deeply, to honor the voices that have been marginalized, and to recognize the power of innovation born from rich, complex roots. The woman who invented rock and roll was not just a pioneer of sound, but a testament to courage and creativity in the face of adversity. Through her music, Sister Rosetta Tharpe invites us all to celebrate the enduring spirit of resilience and the transformative power of art to rewrite history itself. In the tapestry of American music, Sister Rosetta Tharpe's threads shine bright, woven with fire, faith, and fearless innovation. Her legacy is a call to remember and to reclaim the stories that shape our cultural landscape. Before Elvis, before the explosion of rock and roll, there was a woman with a guitar and a gospel song, rewriting the rules and igniting a revolution. Sister Rosetta Tharpe's music lives on, a timeless testament to the power of roots and renaissance. A melody of hope, grit, and boundless possibility that continues to inspire generations to come. This has been Roots Renaissance. See you in the next chapter.